And you're watching Channel DDD. This Justin, everybody in town. Whoops, he was a little off balance. Okay, I'll center. Okay. This Justin, everybody in town has been. I almost said begging. Okay. This Justin, everybody in town has been talking about the new freshly. This Justin, everybody in town has been talking about the freshly opened restaurant owned by the one and only King DDD. Friends all across the room have been leaving well-known establishments such as. Friends all across the room have been. Oh god. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm currently here with the one and only Joke Bear to get his opinion on the food at this fabulous restaurant.
Wait, I'm on TV. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Try it and I'll knock that little burn brain out. Whoops. Try it and I'll knock that little burn brain out of you. Try it and I'll knock that little burn brain of yours out. Whoops. Try it and I'll knock that little burn brain of yours out of. Whoops. Most retarded fight ever. Whoa. That's enough, you two. Now leave. Whoops. Yeah. Oh yeah, Luigi. I think you underestimate whoops. I think you severely underestimate just how whoops. I almost said dangerous. I think you underestimate just whoops. I think you severely whoops. Shh. Okay. I think you severely underestimate whoops. I think you severely whoops.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? I always carry some pepper spray with me anytime I go somewhere. Damn it. Ain't that the truth? I always carry some pepper spray with me You
don't have to do all of it.
I know.
Just do, ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
Makes sense.
I don't know what you guys are.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are even. What is he? What? Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Eat Kirby.
Eat Kirby.
Eat Kirby.
Must eat Kirby.
Must eat Kirby. Musty jump on.
Musty jump on.
Well, whatever that was, I think I'm ready to hit the hay. So come on, Rosalina. This is a trick. Relax, sis. It's just Fluxy acting like a whoops. Relax, sis. It's just Fluxy acting like an idiot as usual. Is everything going okay? Whoops. Actually, there is. 3 of them, I think.
Who wants more dinner?
Hey, don't forget about me. I'm the one that created the damn potion in the first place. How's this for a meal? How's this for a meal? Well, I guess I can forget about that plan. Kaboo! Whoops. There, that should keep him busy for a while. Whoops. What my brother is trying to say is he's... Whoops. You'll see that, Rosalina? This is what happens when I let you select a whoops.
I heard that you're out another bite today, man.
This here's pain. Ooh. Only Krusty Krab at Pizza Hut. Well, I am. Do you have a problem with that? Oh no, not at all actually. I'm totally fine with you screaming at the same damn thing all day. Oh no, not at all actually. I'm totally fine with you screaming at the damn thing all day. Well, there's go. Yep, the fact that they use Joke Bear's opinion of all people should be an automatic red flag that this is some sort of setup. He doesn't just start up restaurants like that unless he has some kind of ulterior motive for... He doesn't just start up restaurants... Whoops. I'd hate to interrupt your speculating, Shadow, but didn't he already do this whoops. I'd hate to interrupt your... So, is anybody wondering... Whoops. So, is anybody wondering why we didn't get... Whoops. No, but why can't we?
I'm sure that it can't be too bad since Luigi and his girlfriend is going.
Are going, what?
I'm sure that it can't be too bad since Luigi and his...
Alright then, I guess we can go. But the second something bad happens, just know that I'll be the first one to... Whoops. But the second... Whoops. Do you really? Well, you should have let... Whoops. Well, you should have been here earlier, because he already left to go investigate deep. Oops. Well, you should have been here earlier, because he already left to go investigate. Bleh. What is it, sire? Whoops. Damn it. What the fuck even was that? Yeah, didn't we just get... Whoops. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, I know what you said, sire. We could always go... Whoops. Actually, Escargoon, a little birdie told me that Kirby, Tiff, and... Whoops. Hey, let me go! Actually, wait a minute, Joke Bear. Where exactly did you find out that information? Whoops. No, not until you complete your transformation. It's almost as if he was spying on us. I don't answer to idiots like you. Whoops. I don't answer to idiots like you. Well, I'm afraid that you'll have to wait, and that marks the third time this week he's done this, so what do you need? Whoops. And that marks the third time this... You never had any! You never had any! You never had any!
Alright everyone, so I figured since I didn't have that many outtakes to show off in this video, that I might as well throw in a little something extra, because for those who aren't aware, I originally scripted this video all the way back in March of 2017, so I figured that I might as well show you how this video first started out, because it has gone through a lot of changes over the years. So yeah, so as you can see here, a lot of the intro is virtually the same for the most part. There is some changes, obviously. I made the grammar a lot better because, I mean, just look at the title alone. Just look at that. Like, oh my god, I wrote this when I was like 14, I believe. So yeah. But as you can see, just getting a general gist here, like you can understand what I was going for overall. The script honestly isn't very long, honestly. I mean, it was literally the first script I ever wrote, so it wasn't going to be. But here's DDD and Escargoon talking about how they wanted, talking about killing Jumpmon, and then something about chicken wings. And oh, I didn't realize this. DDD was the one that originally mentioned chicken wings instead of Escargoon. That's different from how I did it in the actual video. So yeah, and then it cuts to Luigi and Shadow and then Rosalina. Not much has changed. This line at all, the commercial is not changed at all. I remember that. Channel DDD segment, Joke Bear was not included in it at all. So yeah, the Jumpmon Wish Fairy thing is still the same. Yeah. Again, it's a very quick-paced script. It was the first script I ever wrote, so there's not a whole lot going on. But I figured that I'd show you anyway, because like, it just goes to show the evolution in my videos over the years. And not just that, but how much effort I went through to like try to perfect it the best way I could. So yeah, it goes to Tuff and Tiff. And they're talking. Jumpmon was originally in place of Mother Bear, because like Mother Bear in the actual video is like, "Ooh, you're doing the thing," but originally it was supposed to be Jumpmon, and then he dies, because of course he does. And there's Meta Knight, and then we go to the restaurant, and then Joke Bear shows up. A little detail is the waiter character that appears in the actual episode. There was originally supposed to be two characters. One was going to be the cashier, and the other was going to be the waiter. The waiter was going to be the one going around talking to everyone, and then the cashier was going to be... Because I was really originally... both this and the singing competition, both were going to be green screened, but over time I decided against that because green screen back in 2019 was not very good. So yeah, and that's the last time I really like fully rewrote this script, so I wasn't gonna go through with that, I'll tell you what. So yeah, cashier and waiter were going to be different characters. So the cashier was going to be the one to tell Jumpmon that they don't serve crap, and then he was gonna get thrown out, and a lot of that is the same for the most part. Again, wording choices is a bit different, but nothing too major. Just scrolling through here. Oh yeah, instead of Wario and Pooh fighting, it was going to be Wario and the Werehog, which the Werehog has not appeared in any of my videos as far as I'm aware. I could very well be wrong about that, but I do not think I am. So yeah, he was going to appear in this, and he didn't, because I remember I wrote down a list of video ideas I wanted to do, and one of them was a video where Sonic turns into the Werehog, which I might still do it eventually, I don't know. But yeah, Werehog was originally going to be a separate character, and he was going to fight with Wario, and they both were going to get kicked out. And then I later changed it to Pooh, because why not? Yeah, and here's where the waiter shows up. So yeah, Hot Rod Snakey was originally just a customer. He wasn't actually going to be turned into a monster. So that's another detail that's different from the old version, from the new version, excuse me. So yeah, a lot of this is roughly the same. Big SpongeBob and Smokey arguing wasn't originally in the segment. It was just going to cut straight from Tiff talking to Rouge and then go over to Tiff talking to Mr. Krabs, who's like sobbing about not making money or whatever. I don't get to make any money. Yeah, the Patrick thing is still the same from the Kawasaki. Balloon was originally not intended to be at this part. She was added into the rewrite in 2019. Originally, Tiff stepped on Jumpmon's fucking ass instead of his Ingus, because I don't think the Ingus existed by this point, because this would have predated and Jumpmon talks to himself, so yeah. Yeah, and then they ate Jumpmon, as happened in the actual video. Yeah. Again, a lot of it is very similar, it's just rewritten to be, like, a lot more grammar. I don't know where I was going with that. It was just written to be a lot more understandable, is all I'm trying to say. So yeah, because Hot Rod Snake was originally going to be a customer, there was going to be another snake character that would be in place of him as the monster character, because, like, those who watch Kirby Right Back At You know that DDD's constantly ordering monsters and stuff, so I wanted him to, like, have, like, the snake character as a monster. I don't know who it would have been, because, like, it couldn't have been Snakey, because Snakey was going to be a character regardless. So it could have been one of the many snakes I have in here that weren't actually planned to be like characters in the actual videos. So yeah, then it goes back to the restaurant, and then the pajama line wasn't really changed very much. Originally it was supposed to be Jumpmon that said not me instead of Blog. I believe Blog was that in the rewrite. This is funny. Jumpmon was shot by Pingas. Pingas dude was originally supposed to have like 1 be mentioned and 2 have a cameo. As you notice, there's not a lot of characters mentioned in this one. Like, I added a lot of characters into the new version, but this one doesn't have very many. There's no Musel Sid, there's no Chicky, there's no Balloon, there's no Inkling Girl, well, she didn't debut yet, so obviously not. There's no Zelda, there's no any of them. No Mario either, so yeah. Alright, and then Kawasaki comes in. He just, like, busts into the restaurant instead of teleporting there. And originally, the plan in both the rewrite and this version was for Kirby to turn into Cook Kirby, but I ultimately decided against that because I do not have a Cook Kirby plush, so instead, he just inhaled the potion-filled spicy curry and just fed it to everyone. And that's kind of how that plot point went. Black Yoshi was in the original rewrite of the script. I kept him for the new version. I completely forgot he was actually in the old version, but yeah, he's here as well. And yeah, DDD locking the door. See, a lot of the basic plot points are still the same. It's just the way they're written and the characters used is a bit different. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show you guys the 2019 rewrite shortly after, because it's not going to take me very long. Oh yeah, Pointless Waddle Dee News was originally going to have an appearance in the old version, as you can see here. And you're watching Pointless Waddle Dee News. Today, DDD's restaurant was put out of business. God, that grammar. By the one and only Kirby. Everybody's going back to the Krusty Krab and Kawasaki's, while Jumpmon still has 0 customers. Yep. And then... notice how these scenes really don't last very long. There's not a whole lot of dialogue between the characters as I do nowadays, so. And then it cuts to DDD, and then at the very end, there's this Jumpmon and Wish Fairy scene. That's interesting, that's all. I'll say that much about it. So yeah, that was the original version of the script. The original version, the first ever script I wrote back in March 26th of 2017. It sure has come a long way, and although a lot of things have stayed the same, most of the jokes that were in this were carried over into the later versions, even if they were like slightly tweaked a bit. So for those that were complaining about, oh, this is weaker than usual, the characters aren't as good as they usually are, some of it is derivative, that's why, because I was working off of this shit here. Also want to point out that I used a Mario font when writing my old scripts. It wasn't just with this one. It's also with the original singing competition. I cannot talk. the singing competition, the missing game. I believe everything up until the best Mario has the Mario font. I guess now that I showed off the original script, I might as well show you guys the 2019 rewrite just to show you how much has changed from the original to the rewrite. Alright, so here we have the 2019 rewrite of the script that's using the Kirby font. I believe that this was changed later on after I started adding fonts to my scripts, because back then I didn't really use too many besides like Luckiest Guy, Justin the Firestorm, and the Mario font. So yeah, here's the 2019 rewrite. A lot of this is virtually the same, just slight grammar tweaks, and I made some scenes carry on for a little longer than they did before. Because again, I remember with this script that I completely approved it back for that time, but when I was rereading it for the rewrite of this year, I realized that a lot of it doesn't really it just doesn't hold up compared to all the other stuff from 2019, and that was kind of the deal there. So yeah. Oh, this was different though. Hello board, my name's Luigi, how do you do? I did a similar line to this in a previous video. I want to say it was the Date Disaster. It could have been Smash Ultimate as well. I don't remember for sure, but this line was nearly copy and pasted. Which makes sense because this was written in 2019 when I wrote that line as well. So yeah, Jumpman was still the character by this point because Mother Bear didn't debut until A Familiar World, for those that remember that. Hybrid Snakey by this point was decided to be the monster. Yeah, and he eats Shadow because of course he does. The cashier was still planned to be a character alongside the waiter because the plan was still to have it green screened. And the reason why this video never came out is because I didn't want to, like, do the green screen, honestly. Because it would have looked absolutely terrible, because I didn't have proper lighting set up by then. Takori's still here. Pooh was added in place of Werehog, as you can see here. Smokey and Big SpongeBob's conflict was added in this version as well. Notice how Main Mario, Cat Luigi, and Bowtie have no lines here. Main Mario, because by this, actually he did debut this by this point, but yeah. Rouge barely has any kind of lines here in comparison to the amount she has in the official release. Patrick's still here. Balloon was added into the rewrite as to help Kawasaki create the potion. Notice how there is barely any dialogue between the other characters in this rewrite. Most of them are just kind of in the background, and it was not certain who the characters were going to be. The only things I know were certain was, like, obviously Luigi, Rosalina, and a few others, but I don't remember everyone that was supposed to be there other than, like, Blog and I think Leaves Manny. So yeah. I'll throw this in as well. Originally, the waiter character was supposed to yell, "Kirby!" after Tuff was like, that's my friend Kirby. But I didn't record that line for whatever reason. Other lines that didn't get recorded were a few Waddle-Doo lines when I was doing the green screen scenes. Those didn't get included for whatever reason. And then I missed several Balloon and Kawasaki scenes. Got completely scrapped. So a lot of the plot points, so you can understand why Balloon was helping Kawasaki, didn't even get to be included. So there's that. That was... Again, this was kind of a rush job on my part, but again, I consider this video more of like a fill-in video until Mephiles is released. So yeah. As you can see, Blog's part is still here, as it was in the rewrite from this year, the official version. Kirby was still planned to turn into Cook Kirby, but again, I didn't have a didn't get a Cook Kirby plush, so I wasn't able to do that. For those that don't know, when I was writing these scripts back in the period of 2017 and everything, I was just trying to go like off the wall and like write episodes about like the main characters, a combination of all the characters, like the singing competition, the main characters being the missing game, which is the third script I ever wrote, and singing competition being second. One surrounding around the Kirby characters, the Mario characters, the Sonic characters, you get the picture. That was supposed to be the goal. And this was the first out of those. So that's why you have all these characters that I wouldn't use otherwise, like Flexi 2, Takori, and all of them, who would never appear otherwise. Becky Fat was added to be the distraction for Howard Snakey. Wasn't there originally because Becky Fat wasn't considered a character when I originally wrote this. She was just kind of Amy, and then I switched her up. Switched Amy out with Becky Fat. Jumpman crashing on Castle DDD is still here as well. And yeah, Escargoon knocking himself out on the statue of DDD, which, for those unaware, that was supposed to be a statue of DDD. That Escargoon got knocked out by. So, yeah. And there you have it. That is both the 2017 original write and the 2019 rewrite of DDD's Restaurant. Again, I figured that I might as well show this off just to show you, everyone, exactly why it turned out the way it did and what I had to work with. And remember, I had to get this video out, like, the time crunch was literally, like, 24 hours notice. So I had to get this shit done. And thankfully I did, but I wasn't able to do as much work as I wanted to. But I still added a lot of stuff that wasn't in the original, like Inkling Girl was a character that was added, Cat Luigi bow tie lines from main Mario, Eat, Musel Sid. Chicky was in 2019 rewrite, but that you get the picture. It is fair to say that it has gone through quite the evolution, and I figured that I might as well show you that since I didn't have much else to show in regards to the outtakes and whatnot. So yeah. And now we get to the part where I play the Mario Game Over sound effect and did transition into a really weird clip and end the video.
Oh.